I appreciate you being here very much. Very grateful. The whole reason I do this is to help people evolve and heal and get back to loving themselves. It's such an important thing, especially in a society where it's so easy to do what everybody else is doing or try to be what somebody wants you to be. And I will tell you, it is okay to be yourself and to love yourself. That is what we're here for. Today, the topic is on why are you feeling sick? Why are you feeling dragged down? What are the sources of those things? At the end of the video, if you stick around, I'm going to talk about some things that you can start to do to start to feel better. Now, my backstory is one of the last 2 years, and I would say probably even past that since I can remember, maybe in terms of anxiety and mental health. But in the last 2 years, my condo had been infested with black mold, and I got sick with black mold. I lost about 30 pounds. Just now I'm getting on the other side of that. And it's taken a lot of work, a lot of internal, mental, physical, emotional, and just every day taking one step forward, even though it felt like sometimes I was taking some steps back. So today, what I want to do is give you some opportunities to take that one step forward for yourself. If you could subscribe, that would mean the world, because then these types of videos can get to other people to help them out as well. Why you are feeling maybe depressed, maybe anxious, worrisome, scarcity mindset, fearful of anything, sick, physically sick, your gut's hurting, your gut, whatever it is that you're feeling off, you just don't feel like yourself, and you know that internally. There's a reason why. What it comes down to is three things: mental health, physical health, and your spirit or your soul, the thing that's deep inside of you that knows when something's wrong. Now, when we're growing up, the first thing that happens to us that is a little bit traumatic, or like a wound, I would say, that childhood wound, those are things that we hold in our subconscious. Now, we can go deeper into this, but just hold on to that. So there's these things that happen throughout life, and they create emotions in us. And those emotions could be fear, anger, sadness. And sometimes these can create some sort of resentment or some sort of energy inside of us that is more of a lower vibration of energy. So you just feel kind of boxed in. You don't feel like energetic or joyful. That's the first thing. And we tend to stuff a lot of things down inside, not only when we're younger, but when we get older. If we never take care of that inner child inside of us, then that just continues to build. And it's like our inner child's like, you're ignoring me. So that's number one, is just the spiritual side, the soul. Number two is physical. So this one's pretty simple. Whatever you put in your body is giving your body and your cells the ability to provide energy to you. If you're eating processed food, junk food, if you're drinking alcohol, a bunch of sugar, all of that stuff is going to create this environment inside of you that's not healthy. And your body's going to go down this road. It's almost like it's getting hit over and over and over with toxic I guess, oil, gas, if you're a car, that's essentially what it is to your body, is all these things that you take in and you eat, because your body's, your cells aren't going to absorb processed food, alcohol, like it would whole foods that were meant for our being. And then the last thing is the mental. So, and I think there's possibly something to like maybe negative positivity or like toxic positivity, and that is very much a band-aid as well. So if you can be grateful and joyful and fill your heart with love and not force out some sort of fake happiness, that is really important, because the words that we say are going to create a reality for you. So let's talk about gratitude and love. So there's a book, it's called The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto. And I'll put a link at the in this video underneath the video in the comments section. But essentially, there's a photographer, I believe out of Japan, who he made this his life's work because he knew there was something more to water, and there was an energy in water. We are what, I don't know, 70-90% water as human beings. I don't know what the exact number is, but the, I guess, work that this individual did was they'd take a word, write it on a piece of paper and wrap it around water, put it in a freezer, and they'd take pictures of what the crystals looked like. And not only that, but they'd put the water around music and do the same thing. And when they put positive, joyful energy around that water, those crystals were crystal clear, and the shapes were so vivid and beautiful. And one of those words that they wrapped around the glass was gratitude and love. And so it has been proven that what we say reflects outside of us without us even knowing, and it creates this beauty. Now, they did the same thing with some, like, let's say, like, I think it was Beethoven music. Same thing happened. Turned into beautiful like frozen crystals. And then they put rock, like really hard rock music on, and it was all blurry. It wasn't cohesive. And they did the same with positive music, with positive words or positive affirmations. And it's amazing. The book will make you look at the world so much differently, but the same thing happens with our thoughts. Our thoughts and our words have frequencies. And when we speak and embody those words and frequencies, they can either make us feel good or make us feel kind of dark and stuffed in. That's why it's so important to wake up and do something positive, which I'm going to talk about what you can start to do now with these three things: mind, body, soul, spirit. So number one, with the soul and the spirit. So I talked about childhood wounds and maybe some trauma that you've had. What I want you to start to notice is whenever somebody says something to you and it just gives you like this like anger or resentment or something, there's something that's inside of you that created that, and that person's mirroring back to you that there's something you haven't you haven't quite paid attention to. And so what you want to do is start to become more curious instead of getting mad, or just curious about those emotions that come up: sadness, anger, fear, whatever it is. Start to notice those and start to maybe journal a little bit when you feel those things. And then the other thing you can do while you're journaling is start to write down other things in your life that made you feel those. And maybe you can start connecting, oh, what that person said, it kind of reminded me of this, and that's why I got mad. So that's one thing you can start to do. Again, very high level stuff here, but you need to start going inward and understanding instead of making it somebody else's issue or somebody else's fault. The only way you're going to grow and feel better is by understanding yourself. And this is all about getting back to loving yourself, which is ultimately what you need to do to grow and elevate and ascend as a human for yourself. Second thing, physical. I think, this one's pretty common sense. Like I said, eating foods that are whole foods and, good fruits, veggies, grass-fed meats, no antibiotic chicken, same with ground turkey or turkey. And like I said, no sugars, no you can eat like sugar and fruit, but no simple sugars, I guess is the best way to put it, or at least get better at it, right? Don't eat as much. But if you really want to feel better, you really have to take care of your body. And for things to heal, you need stuff that comes from the earth, that is what we are essentially given at the source of being created. Now, the third one is mind. So what you can start to do, I would wake up, and the first thing I would do is write down 3 things you're grateful for in the morning. And find some music. I have some music that I can post. I'll probably do that on another video. Find some really good, positive music and go take a walk first thing in the morning. Right when the sun's coming up, that's going to change your whole outlook on the day. And really start to notice what you're saying. Are you saying, oh, that sucked, oh, today was horrible? Try to find those things that happened in the day that you really were proud of or happy about, and focus on those things. And then also the people around you, start to open doors for people. Start to say, thank you, I appreciate you. Thanks for saying that. Those types of things are going to start to rewire your brain, which is what you need to do to get better and feel better. So why don't you just start with those 3 things? And, if I helped you today, if it kind of started to open you up a little bit, open up your mind about what you need to start being curious about, go ahead and, like I said, please give my channel a like. I think it's in the bottom right. You can click and subscribe, or you can go to my page. Also, I know I mentioned a couple books, or a book in this video that I'll link to the bottom of this in the comments. It's called The Hidden Images, or The Hidden Messages in Water. I'm telling you, that will change your perspective on things, and in the best possible way. So I really appreciate you. I am so hoping that you start to feel better. If you have questions, ask them in the comments. I will reply. If you want to get on a call with you don't have to pay or anything like that. You can message me and I'll reach out to you if there's something you want to talk about. I'm so happy to talk to you, because I'm just wanting people to start feeling better, right? I mean, there's a lot going on in this world, and there's a way to start feeling better. I've done it myself, and I've gotten to the other side, and I feel so, so good, and I'm so excited to start helping people feel better. I hope you have a blessed rest of your night and or day or morning whenever you see this video, and looking forward to the next one.
This love where you give, you know they quench like fire where they live. Every day you there renew my heart, Oluwa. Now you be my fresh start. Baba mi mo bekele. You know they ever fail. Love no get finish, oh. Your love no they diminish, oh. Every time now you I go cherish, oh. You too sweet, oh. You too sweet, oh. Now you they bless, now you they lift me high. When you are gas, now you they make me fly. If them ask me, I know fit explain. Now your love, they wipe away my pain.